Beautiful, isn't it? This right here is my new rebuild Miata, I think 4 at this point. The others are getting finished up. I think you should have seen the videos by now. If I haven't posted it, then that's because I'm still slacking on the editing. Either way, as you can see, it looks really spectacular. The only significant damage it has is in the rear, that one driver rear side wheel, and it was just curbed in, and because of that they totaled it because the car is unable to drive. Well, let's get started with this. We're going to use a 21mm with a breaker wrench first to set the wheel hopefully loose. Oh yeah. I'm seeing the brake line has been hit a little bit. I don't think there's any fractures. Oh man, the upper control arm totally snapped off. That's a first for me to see. As you can see, the upper control arm, at least one of them, the front one got snapped. This one is just, it's actually looking straight, but it got bent at the joint here, and over there seems to be struggling with fitting in. The strut bar, or not strut bar, actually the sway bar looks fine to me. Doesn't seem bent. I will check that as well. And great thing, the axle is looking real fine right there. It's straight and doesn't seem to be broken because this thing is still in its rightful place, the hub. So that's nice to see. Let's get into removing said pieces. Having some power tools would have been quite useful, and I am thinking of getting a set of Milwaukee fuel tools, those impact torque tools, because this, I'm wasting a lot of time in all of my projects. Let us take a look under the hood for the first time. I just started the car, and let's see. Well, that looks real nice actually. Very clean. There is dust because the car's probably been sitting a little bit, but overall there is no damage whatsoever. Totally perfect assembly front, and everything sounds good. On the inside, since this wasn't a crash, that being the major part that was crashed, the seat airbag exploded, which I can't do right now. I'll need a seamstress to fix it up, and I need to buy a new airbag, or I think find one. I think I should have one. And we need to remove the seat belt as well, because this one is stuck. I need to send it in for recharging. I have removed all the broken arms. This bottom one was quite the hassle, but thankfully it did not friction weld. It just got hit heavily, and that's why it was stuck. Had to use a little bit of an angle grinder on the actual broken arms, but the hub, structurally, it's extremely strong, so there is no damage there. Also, the shock looks to be in good condition. I'm not seeing any bend in it, which is already a great thing. So all I'm going to do is, I got some arms here that my father already brought. This is the top two, this one and this one. This is the one that was extremely bent. I had to angle grind. It's going to go right here. I need to go pick up though some couple other ones, which is this one for that goes down across, and then another one for that connects to the sway bar. sway bar looks fine. I will check it over once more once I start driving the car around to, like, you know, test it out and such. But for the time being, sway bar looks fine. First thing we will do is fix this bracket right here for the handbrake. Since this was bent, I do have a replacement just right here, and this will just go right into place. There's two 12mm bolts that we need to remove. Just replace this, and the brake should be good to go. There we go, and that's the replacement of this bracket. Quite easy, and now this is good to go for the handbrake. So I'm not going to click it in place right now because that might complicate things over here. Here are the two extra arms that we picked up. This is the one that connects to the sway bars. Very nice. And then there's this one as well, which is the one that always gets broken by lifts at the place. And we got this one as well, that's straight, so that's good. So my dad drove the Miata back home yesterday, and he told me that the bearing is out of place, which is the bearing that connects to the axle, and that's in the hub. It's with the hub in the Miatas. So we need to go back in here. We're in the garage, so there's less time constraints now. And I do have a replacement hub bearing from one of my parts cars. So let's get into it. Once again, lift it up, remove the rotor, remove the brake, I believe, as well, because that's how you get to it. Yeah, I think we need to fully remove the brake. And then from the rear, we should be able to unscrew the hub and remove the whole hub fully from the front and the rear, because we need to release the axle. It's a little bit of work, but let's get it done. I was hoping to get this done today and get alignment, but seems like I was playing Helldivers 2, and yeah, time passed by more quickly than I thought. But it's okay, we'll try to get it done by tonight, and if anything, we'll just go and get alignment tomorrow morning. That took a while. Mistakes were made. As you saw, there was that little collar thing, the guard, for like brake dust to not go into the hub or behind the hub under the control arms and the axle. I forgot that thing. I have to put it on the brake and align it. Take it all off, I have to put it back all again. It took about an hour and a half. I'm gonna call the alignment place and see if they can get a different tire on here, because I want to get the Potenza so it has all four same tires, which makes sense. So Dad took a look at this car yesterday, and we decided to go ahead and do a subframe replacement. I can't even show you because the toe in is crazy, and I want to get it to alignment, and guess what? They said we are unable to align this. So I'm thinking the hit was hard enough to mess up the subframe to some degree. It's not visible, but it definitely happened. So we'll go replace it with the subframe. I have a subframe outside actually. Here's a subframe. I washed it up so it's nice clean. It has to go back in. This one was not hit, so should be easily go in and should fix all the issues that we're having. Let's hope that does it, and don't know how long it'll take, but we're gonna do a quick time lapse, get this done real quick. I might look a little bit insane or crazy, and that's how I feel as well. 6 hours to do a subframe fix. I think it was 6 hours because I went to eat as well, and I picked up some spring compressors. So what I changed out the suspension piece on this side, just the strut, just the shock, not the strut, the shock itself. Kept all the components, the spring, the bushings, and the top hat from this one because they're fine and they're newer, and the bushings do wear out over time, so I kept those. Just changed out the shock for another one that I had that was straight, because this one seemed like, it's actually right here, it seemed to have twisted this bottom piece a little bit. I don't think it's actually bent. What I could have done probably was just tighten the spring or rotate it and then tighten it back up, but I didn't think of that at the moment, so I took it out and I put the straight one in, aligned it properly and tightened it down, and it seems to be placed more into order. The toe in seems to be fixed. I'm not sure actually, because it still looks same and crazy. So what I need to do though is I'm gonna go call right now the alignment shop and hope they can take me in. There's an hour and 50 minutes until they close. Just cutting it close. But yeah, also when I was in there replacing the subframe, I want to replace the differential mounting. This thing. Why? Because right here, I don't know if you can see, it is snapped. It still strong and holding, but it is cracked, and in due time it's gonna snap. Could have I left it? I could have, but when I fix cars, I try to do it like I would do it for myself. I would not leave this for myself if it has a crack in a part that's supposed to be stabilizing the differential. So I went ahead and replaced it. It was painful, but once the subframe is out, this is very easy replacement. All I also need to do is get to this part in my project Miata, because I have differential bushings which go right into here from both sides, which is going to be a pain. But since I have experience with this car, I think doing it on my vehicle, my project Miata, should be much easier. So yeah, I'm going to go call the alignment shop, and hopefully today everything aligns. And hopefully this is the last time I talk to this camera about this car. I'll catch you guys later.